As important as the hill is on Himmelsdorf, it's not always everything, as you'll see in this match. So I brought my Centurion, platooned up with Vegas Ron's M46. See, the enemy team aren't that good, our team is even worse. The enemy team do have one player who looks good at a glance, but he's actually a reroll, he's probably not very good. If somebody's going to reroll, I would expect them to have at least Unicum stats, certainly better than mine. So being in a Centurion and a Patton respectively, the obvious decision is to go hill. Which is exactly what we start doing. At this point I was kind of laughing on TeamSpeak because the enemy team had a triple Artie platoon, all tier 7 Artie and a tier 9 match on Himmelsdorf, and they're all low arc Artie as well, so I thought it'd be useless how wrong I was. Well, actually no, I wasn't wrong, they were useless, it's just the enemy team didn't need those 3 extra tanks. So you can see there are a giant blob coming up heavy alley in the 7-8 lines. That's an obvious problem, especially since we don't really have a lot of heavy stuff there to block it. Our team doesn't have armor in general. So we figure we need to push the hill aggressively and get through behind them in a hurry, or we're going to be in deep shit. So I move up into this spot, take it. Didn't want to push all the way up just in case something fast beat me up here. Type 59 could cause me some serious problems, but in fact I beat him. Managed to get a shot through him there. So there's 2 tanks. I could quite happily solo either of these guys, but when there's the 2 of them I just don't want to take the risk. So I'm going to go for the 59. Since I've already got him damaged, I want to take his gun out of the game, but the T-32 is pretty intent on pushing on me at this point. Unfortunately, Ron went around the other side of the castle, which turned out to be a mistake and actually cost us a lot of time here. There was no way for him to know that at the time. So I'm caught up behind this corner trying to work these guys down, and now he's pinned. He's got 3 guns all looking at him, and all 3 of them can quite easily pen an M46. So I'm trying to take the pressure off by getting them to look at me with mixed success. The Luva is the biggest gun there, so I want to get rid of him first. He's also the easiest target for me right now. I'm battleshipping out. I could side scrape, which would improve my chances of not getting penned, but in this situation I was just in a hurry. And I also figured, with a certain degree of correctness, that if I just pop out and pop back, most of the hits would hit my turret. Now, the Luva is smart enough to aim low and hit my hull, but you'll see in a while I did actually manage to bait some puppies into shooting my turret. So he backs away, since he's now on 4 health, and it gives me a chance to pop around and shoot the VK. Now I've just got to handle these 2 guys, try and take the pressure off. See both Ron and the Type 59 are bottled up in that little defilade there. There we go, that's the turret bounce I was looking for. Unfortunately, I throw away more hit points, battleshipping out. I am actually trading favourably as far as hit points go. I've given away 1,300 hit points and taken 4,000. So that's a good trade. The problem is we have 3 people on our cap, and the IS-8 decided to not take the most direct route to base, and also the rest of our team were just bumble fucking around like idiots in town, getting nothing useful done. So I take that one guy out as a bit of a fuck you to their team, but with just shy of 4.5k damage dealt, and the hill finally secured, we lose the game to Capfast. For the simple matter that all our guys in 8 line were completely useless. You'd be able to see in the Postgames, I can't recall for sure, but I think a number of them didn't even really fire their guns more than once or twice. Now, they were faced with a murder ball headed up by an E75. That's enough to scare the shit out of anybody, but honestly, if they just held out a little bit longer, or if the guys who are currently, you can see the IS-3 and T-44, if these guys had actually been paying attention to their mini-maps and been up here helping the IS-8 instead of down here, I don't even know, trying to double team a lone IS-3 who was sitting in the back not doing anything, in fact probably was a bot, we may have had a chance. I got 3 guys in cat, 4th there, Tiger, if he gets their attention, IS-8 rolls in maybe, and if those 2 were there, I think we would have actually had a shot at winning. But as the game went, they decided to hang around the bottom of the map and completely threw whatever chance we had left. Usually, if I'm going to upload a game, it's either really high damage hard carry that didn't quite go right and ended in a loss, or it's a win. But I'm breaking from tradition here just to show that you might eventually secure the most pivotal position on the map, but it doesn't stop the enemy team from just basically out shooting your team. It pretty much in that situation where you got 2 great big blobs of terrible players crashing into each other, it turns into a case of whose retards are stronger. And in this case, it was the enemy teams.